Bailey Changqing can hide some things from ZHANG, but some information really can't be concealed. For example, everything Zhang Yi did during the zombie crisis was too eye-catching. He was the only team leader who was not affected by the zombie crisis in the early stage of the zombie crisis. When he was fighting in the joint battle with the Snow Worship sect, he relied on his powerful sniping ability to kill almost all the bronze-armored corpses by himself. Later, in the decisive battle, he also used the powerful defensive ability of the space system to delay Yuan Kongye. It can be said that if Zhang Yi had not been there, the mission in Tianhai City would have failed, and they would not even be able to save their lives. With so many outstanding deeds, even if Zhang Yi and Bailey Changqing wanted to conceal them as much as possible, it was impossible to conceal them all. Therefore, Bailey Changqing only concealed the fact that Zhang Yi killed Yuan Kongye alone in the final battle. As for his previous contributions, there was no way to conceal them, and this was enough to make ZHANG interested in Zhang Yi. Bailey Changqing looked at ZHANG seriously. Zhang Yi is indeed a talent. He is very capable and possesses extremely rare space-related abilities. If he can come to my Jiangnan University District headquarters with his ability, he is an elite even in the investigation team. Bailey Changqing first praised Zhang Yi, but soon he changed the subject. But this person's thoughts and personality make people feel uneasy. ZHANG's eyes condensed. Oh, what does this mean? Is he a bad person? The first criterion for recruiting people in the investigation team of the Jiangnan district is not ability, but absolute loyalty to the district. This is not a decadent ideology. It is just that it happens to be a turbulent time. If the people inside have the wrong ideas, it is likely to cause huge troubles inside. Bailey Changqing is clear about this, so he said so. He continued, Zhang Yi's personality is very selfish. He is like the mutants in other cities. Perhaps because he has experienced too many bloody and cruel things in the end times, he has no collective consciousness. Even in our battle with zombies, he always puts his personal interests first and is always ready to abandon his teammates and escape. In addition, this person will do anything to achieve his goals, giving people the feeling that he has no faith. When Bailey Changqing said this, he suddenly felt that he had gone too far. Although he deliberately discredited Zhang Yi in order to prevent ZHANG from being attracted to him, slandering others behind their backs would easily affect his impression in the leader's mind. Bailey Changqing quickly made up for it. But to be honest, his mentality is understandable. In the end times, it is difficult to find a few people with firm beliefs. After listening to this, ZHANG's thoughts on Zhang Yi did fade a lot. He didn't want to use an unstable mutant even if he had good strength. In ZHANG's eyes, Zhang Yi was just an ordinary Delta-level mutant. Although there are not many mutants of this level in the headquarters of the Jiangnan region, there are not very few either. But if he knew that Zhang Yi had devoured the incomplete origin of an Epsilon-level mutant, the situation would be hard to say. Bailey Changqing explained to ZHANG about the origin of Yuan Kongye. The report said that Yuan Kongye died without a complete body, and his origin also dissipated between heaven and earth. ZHANG did not have any doubts about this report. It was nothing more than two reasons. First, he believed in the loyalty of the investigation team, and the members of the investigation team had no need to hide. If they got the origin and became stronger, they would be trained by the region. Second, in the past missions, there were fierce battles, and the mutants died without a complete body, and the origin collapsed from time to time. Not to mention this level of war, countless casualties, and millions of people died in a city. Then it is reasonable for Yuan Kongye's origin to dissipate. Although it is a pity, there is no way to blame anything. After a brief chat, ZHANG looked at Bailey Changqing, and a thoughtful light appeared in his eyes. Each of the 6 major investigation teams at the headquarters must have a powerful mutant to lead the team. Now that Bian Junwu has died in battle, Blizzard City cannot find any other mutants with similar strength to Bian Junwu. Then Bailey Changqing in front of him is the best candidate to replace the captain. Bailey Changqing is quite strong. Although he is not as good as the captains of the 6 major investigation teams, he is still better than ordinary team members. The key is that he has rich experience in carrying out tasks and has considerable prestige in the team. Therefore, ZHANG raised his head and said to Bailey Changqing seriously, "Bailey Changqing, now that Bian Junwoo has died in battle, I am very sad, but the position of the investigation team cannot be vacant. From today on, you will be the captain of the Black Robe team." Bailey Changqing's majestic body trembled suddenly, and his eyes could not stop the excitement. Although the captain and the deputy captain are only one word apart, the treatment is very different. This means that he and his family will be able to enjoy the A-level living treatment of Blizzard City in the future. Bailey Changqing's eyes were filled with tears, and he quickly stood up and saluted ZHANG. "Thank you, Commander, for your cultivation. Bailey Changqing will do his best to contribute all his strength to the Commander and Blizzard City." ZHANG nodded. "Well, the official appointment documents will be in your hands in the next 2 days. In addition, as for Bian Junwoo, this mission will be based on your application, and he will be awarded the first-class merit individually, and your Black Robe squad will be awarded the first-class merit collectively. His family enjoys the treatment of martyrs' relatives and can always enjoy the A-level living materials supply from the headquarters." Bailey Changqing nodded excitedly. "Thank you, Commander." Bailey Changqing left ZHANG's office. When he walked out of the door, although the weather outside was gloomy, the light was particularly abundant. He was in a very good mood. Although he had just lied to ZHANG and concealed some of Zhang Yi's information, this result made everyone happy. Zhang Yi did not have to come to Blizzard City as he wished. Bailey Changqing became the captain, and the fallen Bian Junwoo inexplicably got the first-class merit. And from now on, his wife and children will have no worries about food and clothing. This result couldn't be better. Just as Bailey Changqing was sighing, a cold voice came from not far away. "Deputy Captain Bailey, no, I should call you Captain Bailey now." Bailey Changqing turned his head and saw a woman in a white coat walking towards him. She was tall, with a lazy expression and a hint of indifference, and her long hair was casually tied up with a ballpoint pen. When Bailey Changqing saw her, a smile immediately appeared on his face. It turns out to be Professor Lee. The person who came was Li Lingshui, the chief professor of the Scientific Research Department of Blizzard City. In Blizzard City, few people dared not give face to the Scientific Research Department, because after the arrival of the era of Great Mutation, the role they can play is even stronger than that of the army. Li Lingshui came over and said lazily, "Where is the thing you are talking about?" "Oh, here. I said that after reporting to the Commander-in-Chief, I would personally deliver it to you." Bailey Changqing took out a silver metal box from the pocket of his combat uniform and handed it to Li Lingshui. Li Lingshui looked at the box curiously. "Is this the mutant plant you talked about?" Bailey Changqing nodded. "It has a very strong growth ability, and it can also produce zombie viruses that can infect the host." Li Lingshui raised her eyebrows. "It doesn't sound very powerful." Bailey Changqing looked a little embarrassed. This thing almost wiped out the entire Tianhai city, but in Li Lingshui's mouth it seemed to have no effect. But it's no wonder this Professor Li has studied too many strange things. Li Lingshui put away the box containing the bloodvine rhizome and went back without even saying hello. Bailey Changqing was used to her attitude. This person is not arrogant, she is just not very interested in anything other than scientific research. He shrugged and turned to walk towards home. After Bailey Changqing left the office, ZHANG sat in a chair with a particularly solemn expression. The crisis level of Tianhai City this time is much higher than he imagined. The death of a captain-level figure was the first since the end of the world, and now it is only half a year away from the end of the world. Even if Blizzard City is full of talented people, it can't withstand such consumption. An idea that had long occurred to him emerged again at this time. ZHANG crossed his hands and looked at the Blizzard City covered with snow outside the window. He murmured to himself, "It is difficult to maintain the stability of the Jiangnan region for a long time, relying solely on the power of Blizzard City. It seems that we have to rely on the power of various places." He used the communicator to call his secretary, Lan Xincheng, in. "Commander, what do you want?" "Xincheng, issue a notice in my name immediately. The target is all forces of a certain scale in the entire Jiangnan region. Tell them that in 10 days I will hold a meeting of mutants in the entire Jiangnan region in Blizzard City. Please be sure to come and participate. If someone does not obey, then there is no need for him to exist.